That's kind of loud. Don't listen to this. Hold on. I want to listen to different music. Is there? Can I just listen to Dragon Quest X music? Because I just. VB version? Is this different? Hold on. Does this sound different than the MMO? Well, this is the starting music, and I never listened to this, so hold on. Yeah, this is the same music. I forget that there's like an offline version. The Gumi Tendo Direct. True. So is this not picking up? There we go. Yeah, this is the music. So the weird thing about Dragon Quest X is there's a version of Dragon Quest X that's Dragon Quest X offline. That's mostly the same game, but just like you're by yourself and there's no other players. But then also the character models are different. Like they're chibi instead of the normal character model. I don't know why I thought this would be a different OST. It's exactly the same. No, but the style of the game is different, which is bizarre. But then also you can play Dragon Quest X offline. It's got a different visual style, but also when you finish, hi Trey, hi Gazania. When you finish Dragon Quest X offline, you can transfer your character to the MMO, I guess. So that's weird. But yeah, I've been playing. Oh shit! I didn't do my dailies. It's also fucked up because it's a Japanese MMO. The rollover on that game is 6 a.m. Japanese time, which is 3 p.m. my time. So I have to do dailies twice a day. And there's a really fucked up mechanic where you have to water your plants every day for 5 real life days. Otherwise they wilt. Although mine wilted for 1 day because I just forgot. And I only got 10. I don't know what the yield is for. It's a little bit loud on my end. They forced her to do double dailies, yeah. I forgot to water my flowers in game for 1 day, and I only got 10 flowers, but I don't know what the max is. But also, there's another mechanic in that game where they, it's cute because like if your friends water your flowers, that also affects the quality and the quantity of the flowers. But it's fucked because I'm playing the free trial version, which is completely free, and I think it's just like the first 4 expansions. But there's like a couple things that you can't do, and one of them is you can't water your friends' plants if you're not on paid, and also growing the flowers for 5 IRL days is the only way to get dyes because you don't have access to the auction house. Because normally you would probably just buy the dyes from other players, but also it takes like every dye takes 30 of the same flower to craft. It's real fucked. Although I realized I don't need the full dyes if I'm half dyeing my clothing. Right now I have because it's one of those games that has glamours. One of the things that you can get from the casino thing is literally just like a bunny suit. So I've just, no matter what armor I'm wearing, I just have my character's just wearing like a bunny suit glamored over my normal armor. And then I gotta dye it because I want to dye it pink. But there's also some flowers that I can't get like normal. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're talking about con shit because I went to GalaxyCon over this last weekend. I can start with photos. I have a couple photos. I think when I loaded it into a slideshow, it loaded backwards, so I think I have to do it reverse. Yeah. So one of the there were a couple guests there that were like cool, but like not cool enough that I wanted to like super wait in line, which was also kind of a bummer because well, we didn't pay extra for it, but like there was a thing where if you got a hotel room and you showed proof of the hotel room, they gave you a little fast pass badge, which like let you just cut in line uh, for autographs and signings and stuff. There was a really stacked. Hold on, let me look at. There was a really stacked like guest list for this one, but I don't know. I wasn't like 100%. My fandom thing is weird where like also I mostly like watch like the Japanese dubs of things, so English VAs don't interest me as much. This is too regal for. We're gonna move on. Hold on, because like Hayden Christensen was there, Anakin from the Star Wars prequels. There was I forget his name, not the current voice of Kermit, but like a previous verse of Kermit. That voiced like Kermit and Rizzo was there. One of the co-creators and artists of Spider-Gwen was there, and so like they actually had like a panel about Spider-Gwen. Who else was there? One of the guests that unfortunately had to cancel, which was like one of the there were like two guests that I was interested in. Christina V, which I got this print and signed from, which I'll talk about that in a second. Nolan North was the other guest that was there that I was also interested in seeing, but he unfortunately canceled. Hold on. I gotta look at who else were the guests that. Oh yeah, Austin Creed and Kofi Kingston were there. I like vaguely know him from wrestling and look, there's Pam. But also just like YouTube. Hold on. Do they still have their guest list up? Oh damn, their guest list from. Wait, I might have it saved somewhere. It was like a stacked guest list. There was like the voice of Goofy. Who else was there? There was someone that was like an English VA from Witch Hat Atelier, but I also haven't seen that yet. And then what else was there? Oh, actually, I think I have. Let me see. I think I might have the booklet for it. 1 second. Oh my. Oh, I thought I still had it. There were a lot of guests. That was a stacked guest list. Hold on. I wonder if there's. Sometimes my phone does this thing where it saves websites without me asking it to. Oh hell yeah, it did that for some reason. Hayden Christensen, Paul Bettany was supposed to be there, Vision from the Avengers movies, but he canceled. Oh yeah, Cheech and Chong were there for some reason. Oh yeah, it was like the entire guest, most of the cast of that one, CW Flash TV show were there, but I didn't really watch that. Oh yeah, two of the. Oh god, I can't listen to this combat music. I'm gonna put on different music. 1 sec. Oh, I know what I can put on. Oh, let me not put my phone there. I was listening to this earlier today. Yeah, we'll listen to this. Okay, this is a better vibe. Yeah, just like a lot of people from that Flash CW TV show were guests. Randomly, Do you guys remember the Disney Channel original movie Halloween Town? For some reason, the main actress that was in that was also a guest, and then also, I think it was the third Halloween Town movie where there was like the evil villain of that was the main girl. She was a guest. I think she was also in other Disney Channel stuff. What was her name? Fucking something Panabaker, I want to say. No. It was Kimberly J. Brown, and then also in like the third Halloween Town movie, there was like a villain that was like the son of the villain from the first film, and he was also a guest. There was also Jerry Trainer, who is that one guy from iCarly, who has the smoothie. RoboCop was there. Danny Glover for some reason. Not Donald Glover, but Danny Glover. Brandon Ruth, who was played like that one Superman, and also the vegan X from Scott Pilgrim. There were a lot of guests. It was pretty stacked. So I don't know why my phone sometimes saves websites for some reason without me asking it to. Danielle Panabaker was a guest, but that's a different actress. But also, I think she was also in a bunch of Disney Channel stuff. But yeah, pretty stacked guest list. I cared about very few of them. I just like, oh yeah, Dana Snyder was there also, which I also think Dana Snyder's cool, but Dana Snyder for some reason has been in every convention, like the last 3 or 4 conventions that I've been to, for some reason. Dana Snyder, of course, Master Shake, and then also like a lot of other voices. But no, the only person that I lined up for was Christina V, and I got this print. This music is a little loud on my end. Oh, not louder. There we go. Okay. Almost hit end stream. Christina V. Let me turn the music up also on. Christina V was like the only guest that I was interested in seeing, and so I like lined up for her, and I actually got in pretty fast because I had that fast pass thing. The day before, because she was only there on Saturday, she was apparently in New York the previous day. I think she was like actually working on like some voice acting project like that Friday, and so she was only there for Saturday and Sunday. We only went for Friday and then like half of Saturday, but yeah. So the funny thing is, we got in there for like Friday, and I like kind of like looked around the vendors hall that first Friday. I don't know what's wrong with my Twitch chat dock. It keeps refreshing itself. I gotta look into why that's been happening. Yeah, I the day before I like looked for anything that had like Haruhi on it, because I don't know if you guys remember, she wasn't in drink of water. I don't think she was in. Was she in? Hold on, I gotta look this up. I don't think she was in Haruhi Suzumiya proper. But I think back when it was, I want to say it was Viz. She did a bunch of live action sketches, and she was the Haruhi in that. Hold on. Yeah, she played Haruhi like not in this show proper, but like when for some reason like when they did appearances and also for a bunch of sketches. Let me see if I can find a photo. Because I'm sure there's photos of her online as Haruhi. Yes. In fact, there's a clip of this, but I don't feel like playing it, honestly. Let me bring this image up. Where's my stream images folder? This was like years and years ago. This was when Haruhi was first being promoted, like, as an anime. So I was looking for like anything Haruhi to have her sign it, just kind of as like a joke, as like a bit. I wonder who these other two actresses are. I actually don't remember. No, but she played Haruhi in these live action skits that were like promotional material for the anime. But I could not find anything Haruhi related, except for there was like some weird like wall scroll of her in a bikini, and I didn't want to purchase that. So I instead got this print, because I didn't know what print to get, because again, I watch most anime in Japanese with English subtitles. But, like, I like all these characters. Like, I did watch Panty and Stocking, but I didn't watch it in English. Actually, the only thing that I haven't seen on here is Hunter x Hunter. I've never watched it. I might watch it eventually. I always forget that she voices Gon. I think his name is. But like, I like all these characters. But the funny thing is, because I never mentioned what. Also, yeah, when I mentioned the Haruhi thing to her, she was like, "You're the first person to like mention this like role that I had in like years." And then she gave me a little high five about it. And I went to the convention with my brother, and because he was like standing off to the side, because he wasn't standing in line, because we only had one fast pass anyway, and also she's not really into anime, but because he was like standing off to the side, and he saw her give me a high five, and he was like, "Did you pay extra for that?" Because like in K-pop in like K-pop meetups, like that's a little thing that you can like pay extra for, is like high touch or whatever, where you get to like high five them. But no, she high five me because she like because I mentioned that thing. Also, like I don't know if you guys know who like Nardwar the Human Serviette is, but like when he interviews people, he always does like those like random ass pull like roles that people have done that like nobody remembers, like at the start of interviews, and then the person he's interviewing is like, "Oh, holy shit, how did you know about that?" I feel like this is the second time that I've accidentally done this to like a voice actor, because one of the other times that this has happened, let me bring up a picture. Actually, this is a better picture. Also, if my model goes to sleep, it's because I'm looking at if I'm turning to my other monitor. I forgot I had this photo. Fucking taco jump scare. How big is this image? This image seems to be giant. A couple years back, at an anime convention, Dante Bosco was a guest. And so And it's funny because I was actually working security at that convention. So I got like to do the signing thing like in one of the back areas like before the actual signing stuff, which was nice. Um, because they let staff like have their own like small quick signing thing before. So of course, I had him sign like we had a DVD copy of Hook at the time, but the other thing that I got him to sign was a VHS was a VHS copy of this movie called Fake and the Funk, which is like I think literally won a fucking. He doesn't even have billing on this cover, even though he's the main fucking character. What the fuck? I just noticed that his name is not on those. This was like one of Dante Bosco's like earliest. I mean, other than Hook, obviously, because he was like a kid in that. But this is like one of his like earliest roles, where he was earliest starring roles. Yeah, nobody's heard of this movie. Because when I brought up this VHS tape for him to sign, even the guy, other security volunteer behind me was like, "What the fuck is that?" And Dante Bosco was like, "How do you have this? I don't even own this." But it's not a great movie. Basically like the plot of this movie is Dante Bosco's like this Asian guy, and like he's trying to date Tatiana Ali's character, but he's like he like grew up in like a black neighborhood, and has like is not in touch with like his Asian side at all. So he doesn't like speak. I don't remember what type of Asian they like make him to be in this. But basically like even though he is Asian, he has to pretend to be Asian to impress this girl. But he has no like connection to his roots as being Asian. But that's the entire plot of that film. it's really weird. But yeah, I had Dante Bosco sign like a VHS copy of this, and it's just his fucking like surprise that like this like VHS tape of this movie existed and I had a copy of it. But I like talked to Christina V about like that random live action Haruhi role and how like, but I couldn't find any Haruhi stuff, and then she was like, "Oh, yeah," and she's like, "Oh, I'm not surprised. Did you hear that statistic?" And I was like, "What?" And she was like, "Yeah, when they surveyed like people, like nobody in Gen Z had heard of Haruhi Suzumiya, which is crazy. 'Cause, like that feels like one of the like that feels like a foundational anime." I think the next pictures are pictures I have of me with her. Let's see. Oh no, this is actually a picture like right before we left. Uh, there was, yeah, this person had like a crazy Godzilla costume. It looked super good. Like the material, unfortunately, you can't see the tail, but like the tail was also super long and like dragging behind them. I don't know if there's like there was. I think I'll have to see if there was. Yeah, it was just a cosplayer. Because I entered the cosplay competition. I have to. I don't know if I can find the footage of it. Yeah, it's really good. No, but what's crazy? Um, they were in the cosplay competition, and there was like footage of it later. I didn't go to the cosplay competition because I usually don't go to those things anyway. Um, there's footage of them. I think it was like on the Instagram page of like in the Instagram stories of the convention. So I was like, I don't know how to grab that specifically. But when they were at the cosplay competition, this suit can like blow smoke. Cause like it was like blowing smoke, and also he did that little he did that little dance. The hold on. find a gif of it? Of course I can. Is there a better gif of it? Why is this saving as a Firefox document? I want this gif. Give me the gif, you fuck. I don't want to log in. Shut up. Hold on. Can I just copy the image? Copy image link? Will that work? If I copy the image link, is it just gonna save image? Why is this saving as a WebP? Will that even animate as a WebP? That's not even showing up. Hold on. I'll just grab this other kind of smaller version. Because it'll actually show up. That's very tiny, but this... No, that's not... Oh yeah, there it is. He was doing that. Which is awesome. This fucking stupid dance from when he fought Ghidorah. But he was doing that on stage. It was sick. He's fucking yucking it up. I don't remember what the next... But yeah, it was like crazy. He might have just even just been a vape or something, but like he was blowing... Why did the music stop? Let's listen to different music. Is this good? Actually, this might have been the playlist I put on earlier that I didn't like. It was, but we'll rock with it. No, it was sick. If I could find footage of it later, I'll try to find it. I think the next photo I had was like me and Christina V. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and I got to see Christina V, and I got some photos. Yeah, she's super nice. But yeah, she gave me a high five for remembering that she was Haruhi like years and years ago. Oh yeah, there was also... Is that the next? Yes. There were also like a ton... There must be some company that sells just like a bunch of these inflatable Godzilla costumes. Because I saw... This was the only one I got a picture of with the Ghidorah. But yeah, there was an inflatable Ghidorah. There was... Oh, I'm blanking on his name. Yeah, I bet these, because like I bet these are like all those similar to like all those like other dinosaur ones where they like have like a fan inside them, I think. I've never like worn one of those or seen that. But yeah, there was an inflatable Gigan and an inflatable Ghidorah, and then I'm blanking on what the third one was. Hold on. But it must be just like a company that sells these. Because there were multiple people wearing these. But I never all saw them all at the same time. Gamera, Rodan, Biolante. No, it was like... He was one of the, like, lame... He was one of the jobber dinosaur ones, but it wasn't... It wasn't the Ankylosaurus. What the fuck is his name? Also, Gamera is not a Godzilla. Hold on. Also, if I search for, like, inflatable Godzilla costumes... I bet I can find where they got them from. Okay, that only just gives me Godzilla. Also, Biolante would be a crazy one. Fuck. Hold on. Godzilla enemies. All Godzilla monsters? Does this have pictures? These are all Godzillas. There was a Gigan. It wasn't Anguirus. God, it was just one that just was a dinosaur guy. He just had a dinosaur face. Actually, you know what? I think it might have been a... It wasn't Gamera? I think it was a Gamera villain. Hold on. What? This is a page for Evil Gamera. What? I don't know enough about Gamera bad guys. Was it Gallus? I don't remember. It was someone else, but it was like surprisingly one of the more jobber ones. But yeah, there were like a couple. There were like 3 different people wearing costumes like these, which is pretty cool. I didn't get pictures with the other 2. There was a Gigan though. That one was cool. I think Gigan was the first. Godzilla vs. Gigan was one of the first Godzilla movies I ever saw. Oh yeah, I found a special week. And oh yeah, I have this hat. Actually, I can grab the hat real quick too. My other hat fell, but whatever. I was wearing a cosplay of Tojima from Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider, but nobody knows what that is. But I was also wearing... I'll have to remove the images real quick. I was also wearing this Ogre Cap hat. And all the days of the con... Well, half of the con. And I got more comments on my Ogre Cap than my cosplay. Although Christina V did see my Kamen Rider mask and was like, oh my gosh, is that Kamen Rider? So she knew what was up. I think I only got like 2. Yeah, the Ogre Cap. I don't remember what the next photo is. Oh, that's it. I didn't take a lot of photos. Yeah. I think I was looking for something else and then just had that advertised to me and I'm like, holy shit, that's really funny. And I'm glad that a lot of other people got a kick out of it too. Because I think there were like 3 or 4 people that were like, mentioned the Ogre Cap. I didn't go to I mostly like kind of like wandered around the exhibition hall. I only went to one panel, and it was like a speed friending thing, like speed dating, but like just for making friends at the convention. It was interesting. Also, not at all what I thought, because like usually like speed dating, it's like one-on-one. For some reason, this was like, they had like a bunch of circular tables, and like you would just sit down at one table, and then there was a guy that was like just throwing out icebreaker conversation topics, and then we would just kind of go around and talk. It was nice. It was just, yeah. They also give out stickers, but I accidentally forgot the stickers in my pocket when I like washed my clothes after the convention, so they got washed. Not that I really cared that much about them. Also, one of the topics that came up as a topic of conversation in that panel was like, what's the most toxic fandom? And some people were like My Hero Academia, and then there was also like Amazing Digital Circus, but then the topic of the leaks came up, and nobody said anything about the leaks, but like I just casually mentioned that whole thing about like people like reporting the MHA is annoying, but I don't know what toxic. I don't know. We don't talk about leak stock. No, but I was like, kind of casually mentioned like Gooseworks in the same breath as that, and there were 2 people that were definitely on the I can't believe Gooseworks did this. The Gooseworks was unprofessional side of that conversation, so I kind of just dropped it. Yeah, boo those people. Although also like, people were like exchanging discords, right? And so like I'd also like, because it was like it was like these 2 girls. Yeah, Risky Icebreaker. But yeah, it was like these 2 girls, and like prior to that, I don't remember if it was before or after that, but like at some point during that, uh, like some of us were like exchanging like Discord information with each other. Um, but then one of them was like, "Oh yeah, I'm 18 and she's about to turn 18," and I'm like, "Ugh." So I probably I won't block them, but I probably won't talk to them on Discord. um, oh yeah, but yeah, I got a bunch of stuff. Oh, also like literally right before I left the convention, I got one of the. Oh yeah, so Junk, Jenny's mom has like a Patreon, where she shares art and stuff. But one of the things is like if you subscribe to her Patreon, she'll send you a sticker every month. And so for May, of course, she did like a mermaid one, and I had literally just gotten that sticker right before I left. Yeah, I got my junk sticker like right before I left for the convention. Just telling me you might run for local office, something you cannot associate with that. But also, yeah, I forgot it was like Memorial Day weekend, and there was like a bunch of shit going on. Like there were like multiple conventions, like Combo Breaker and Fanime and shit. And then even across the street from the convention, I think there was a farmers market going on. Uh, but yeah, yeah, I got my junk sticker for this month. It's a mermaid because it's mermaid. So I put it on my because I just have like a phone, like a backup phone battery. But I put I forget. I will have to look this up because I don't remember what her OC's name is, but this is the sticker I got for this month. They're also, yeah, they're really nice stickers. Also, she gives you a little letter, um, talking about shit. But yeah, if you subscribe to our Patreon, actually, hold on, let me see if I can find it. Let me grab a link to that. I think it's just under Junk Works. Oh, it's actually just under Junk. Yeah, you get mermaids and slimes and lemon pig. Actually, like, I had a bunch of slime stickers on my computer anyway, so I was like, oh, sick, so I put the slime sticker up on there. I know she's working on a comic right now, too, I think. I'm excited for that. But yeah, I literally got that sticker, like, right before I left for the convention, so I was like, oh, I'll put that on my, my phone, backup phone battery, just in case. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff at the con. There were there were also, I mean, it just kind of, I don't know why, it kind of sucks. For some reason the military had a booth, and also the police had a booth, and it was kind of stupid too, cause like, because like Hayden Christensen, there were like a bunch of Star Wars actors there, in addition to like Hayden Christensen. I think from some of the TV shows, because I didn't recognize the characters, but they were clearly like played Star Wars characters. But so obviously, like, there were like the 501st people, and like people had like a bunch of droids around. But then also the military was also driving around like one of those bomb robots, which is confusing. Because I thought the bomb robot was with like the droids. Yeah, the military gets massive recruitment numbers. That sucks. Yeah, I don't know what cops. But yeah, that sucked. But there was also like other random booths. There was like a Dave and Buster's booth, which I didn't even look at. I didn't even know where it was. I just saw that it was on the thing. But there was like a bunch of artists and a bunch of vendors there. Oh, actually, I'll tell that story in a second. Cause like, I had like a brief like scare for a second. Also, like after I got back from the convention. But I'll tell that story in a second. They had those so they had those you know those tubs things that are like little rubber ducks, but they're like almost like Funko in And in the same way that like Funko Pops are just like a bunch of pop culture things, but they had a Tubbs booth there with like a bunch of Tubbs minis. And I didn't realize that they did Tubbs minis of the Yakuza characters. I know they had full size ones, but I didn't know they made minis. So obviously I got Kiryu, and then I also of course obviously had to get Majima. I kind of do like these ones more actually. Not even just the size, but like the regular like rubber duck sized Kiryu. He's like holding a giant bike like he's about to hit someone with it, and that's cool, but I actually kind of just like him normal. Because also I think like the Tubbs Majima I think is holding a knife or something, and it's or something, which is cool, but I kind of like these just like very neutral Tubbs ducks. So that was one of the things that I got at the convention. Let me see if I can find it. Where did I put that? Oh shit, hold on, I left that over there. Ugh. I need to get like a cool jacket, but there was a I think I've seen them on social media too. I feel like, because I think the vendor name sounds familiar, but there was this vendor, Canawampus Press. I feel like I've seen them before, but they had a bunch of really cool Godzilla patches, but now I need like a cool jacket to put them on. I'll have to like go to a thrift store or something. There's this cool Godzilla one. I bought a bunch because it was like there was like a buy two deal on it, so I got 4 of them because I didn't know which ones to grab. Obviously this really cool Godzilla one, Biolante, which looks fucking sick. Space Godzilla, and then I got Mecha Godzilla. Although I need to watch. Somehow I've never watched the original 2 Mechagodzilla films. I just super love like the Mechagodzilla 3 Kiryu. But yeah, somehow I've never watched. I need to go back and watch those Showa Mechagodzilla ones. But yeah, these are cool fucking ass patches. It's Catawampus Press. They also had like a lot of really cool. If I could have gotten something for Jenny, because they had a bunch of like these really cool cryptid stickers and postcards. I feel like Jenny would love. Oh, speaking of Jenny, don't tell her, but I saw an artist's commissions open up, and there was like a really cute like your character here thing, and I was like, Jenny would look really cute in that your character here thing. So I put out a commission for it, and I also double checked if with the artist if like it could be used, because I think she only really uses them for like stream schedules anyways. But I asked her if it could be used for stream schedules, and they said yeah. But yeah, it's fun to commission things for your friends too. Let's see, what else did I get? Oh yeah, so there was a booth that was like all blind boxes. Oops, all blind boxes. There was a blind boxes booth. This thing keeps falling apart. But I had to open them up there because one of the nice things about that blind box booth, one of the nice things about this blind box booth was like they had one like of each blind box. I'm gonna stop fiddling with this because I feel like I'm gonna break it again. I'll assemble it on camera because the wings keep falling off. No, the cool thing about the blind box booth was that they had like one example one out, but then also were like, oh, if you open the blind box like at the booth and you don't like what you get, you can swap it out with the display one, which was cool. One of the ones that I got was, this box is also real fucking big. These like little Godzilla desktop things. And this one I didn't open up at the con, because actually all the options were really cool, because you had Mothra. Hold on, I gotta move my ducks. Because there was like Mothra, Ghidorah, Kiryu Mechagodzilla, which was like my favorite. But then they also, oh, there's hair on this. Regular Godzilla, there was like that Shin Godzilla doing the breath, which is sick, and then also another not be Heisei? Yeah, this would be Heisei. I think this one's actually technically the legendary, but like all good picks, honestly. What I did get, which honestly I'm also happy with, is I got a little Mothra. And her wings are over here, because when for some reason I cannot click them in properly. Also, when I peeked into the box before I left, and like I saw this, which I thought was like a hint of gold or something, and I was like, oh, it's Ghidorah. But then I opened it up like fully, and I think this is the other side. This is definitely not something that I can fiddle with, because the wings keep coming out, but I think it's just because I'm not pushing them in deep enough. There we go. But yeah, I got a nice Mothra. And I cannot fiddle with her that much, or the wings will come out. I think I got them in pretty solid. Yeah, it's really cute. I also don't have that many Mothra anyway, so it's nice to have. It's pretty big, also. It's like a little desktop pet. Yeah, I was happy with like any of those. What I was not happy with there were these really cute, it's a chonker. There's a really cute Hololive blind box, right? And they had a really good Fubuki, a really good Marin, Flare. I don't really know Flare all that much. The other two options were Kanatan, which out of that's the one I would have gone for. All of these other ones though, like I do like Fubuki, I do like Marine, Flare, kinda I don't fucking like Iroha's like one of those later gens where my shit, like my knowledge of this shit drops off. I don't know who super well. I watched some clips after the fact. Well, also for some reason she doesn't stand up super well. I fucking got Iroha. And I was like, damn it. And you know how I said that the blind box booth was like, oh, if you don't like what you get, you can swap it out with the display one. The display one, oh, I could have just found someone to trade it with. Yeah, she's relatively new, so I don't really know her that well. No, but the display one was also Iroha. So I couldn't even trade it out. Yeah, I could have traded with someone else. But also that would have meant like me trying to find someone else who had one of those blind boxes. I also could have just purchased another blind box. Also, he said also the guy at the vendor at the booth was like, I just rearranged the order of those. But yeah, nobody wanted Iroha. But then that also made me sad about Iroha, so I watched some Iroha clips after the convention. And she's a samurai, and she does that thing where she ends sentences with Degozaru, which is always an endearing character trait to me. But yeah, this is the one I wanted the least. what does that mean? It's kind of like a filler ending phrase, like desu, like des. But it's like the incredibly archaic form of that word, and it's really only associated with like samurai characters. So I think like Zoro from One Piece also ends sentences with Degozaru. The only other context I have for this is in, was it Kyoryuger? Yeah, in Kyoryuger, for some reason the Gold Ranger in that is like a samurai that was like frozen in time. So I think he still ends sentences with Degozaru. But it's essentially like if you had a character that spoke in like old-timey like British English. But she ends her sentences with Degozaru, which I think is an endearing character trait. And it's very fun that she does that. We're about to hit ad break, so I'm gonna go to ad break, and then I think I have a couple more things. Do I? No, yeah, I do have like a couple more things to show off. But I'm gonna go to ad break and also like run to the restroom and stuff. So let's go to ad break.
仮面ライダーバルムワン、正義の握手を交わしたライダーベルトが光る回る、バルムベルトのボップが鳴る。
僕はライダー、僕はバルマン。
正義の変身ベルトを締めて強くなろう。
ライダーガシャットをマイティーアクション X ガシャッとさして変身。アイは仮面ライダー。そしてレバーを開いてレベルアップ。マイティージャンプ、マイティーキック、マイティーアクション X デラックスゲーマドライバー。2つのガシャットでさらにレベルアップ。タドルクエストガシャットとバンバンシューティングガシャットで変身。目覚めろその魂。アギトヘルメット変身プロテクター変身仮面ライダーアギト。
第7弾は9つのフォームチェンジだ。ダブルの輝きゾクゾクするね。メモリーチェンジ登場。仮面ライダーバトルガンバライド第7弾大会に出よう。
仮面ライダーバトルガンバライドが DS に戦いの場を広げた。その名も仮面ライダーバトルガンバライドカードバトル対戦。もう一度言おう。仮面ライダーバトルガンバライドが DS に戦いの場を広げた。その名も仮面ライダーバトルガンバライドカードバトル対戦。初回特典11ライダーキックカードを手に入れろ。伝説の仮面ライダーにレベルアップ。ドライブガイブウィザード。さあゲームスタートだ。仮面ライダー兼務ウェブで無料配信中。ガジャットを手に入れろ。
メリークリスマス。クリスマスにはキャラデコがやってくる。限定フルボトルをゲットしよう。
サンタクロース
シリーズいろいろキャラデコクリスマスネットでもらえる。
アクセル全開で変身。アクセルマキシマムドライブ振り切るぜ。デラックスアクセルドライバー、そしてエンジンブレード。仮面ライダーダブルサイクロンジョーカー、2本のガイアメモリで変身。サイクロンジョーカーマキシマムドライバー、デラックスダブルドライバー。エクスガッチャリバー剣が変形ベルトインセットナンバー10のカードでパワーアップスーパーガッチャードデラックスエクスガッチャリバー、対象商品を買うと2枚もらえる。
新たなゲームで変身。ダイヤルを右に回して左に回してデラックスガシャットギアデュアル、ブレイブスナイプにはデュアルベータ。
この俺が君の手元に動く関節決まれポーズ、遊びだったら止まらない。お菓子売り場で俺はガッチャ、ソードガチャードカードもガッチャ。
君の変身ポーズでベルトを回せ。パワー爆発デラックスライダー変身ベルト、常用マシンアクロバッターもあるぞ。
見よベルトの力、変身トリプルフラッシュデラックス変身ベルト、そしてストームハルバーツフレイムセイバー登場。ガッチャード2枚のカードを選んでセット変身仮面ライダーガッチャードデラックスガッチャードライバー。
Yeah, I gotta normalize the audio on these. Some of them are a lot louder than the other ones, and I don't know how to. I gotta like look into fixing that. But also, I made like. So they used to be like. Just one big video of them all, but then it was like if I started playing them, like it would never get to the later ones in the video. So eventually I was like, I'll just cut all of these up. But the audio mixing on these isn't consistent, so I have to. There's a bunch that are kind of louder than the other ones, and I have to figure out which ones of those are the loud ones. But also, I think there's like 40 of them. Or I could just not do that, and it can just be a lurk check. I think I have one more convention thing, but it's real big, so I don't know if it'll even fit. I have to clear everything else. Yeah, I think it's some of the like old-timey ones are just really loud. Also, this Aroha doesn't stand super well. Oh, now she does. Maybe I just didn't click her foot into the holder thing. Yeah, it's really big. It was the most expensive thing too, so I gotta clear everything else off of here before I put it up, pull it up here. Was this the last thing? I think this was the only other thing. Yeah, I think this was the only other thing that I bought at the convention. I have to go over here because it's... Also, there was a lot less assembly of this than I thought there was going to be. Also, I don't even know... It's impossible to look at. I can move the camera. Sorta. But it's an ogre cat figure. I can lift up the camera. Hold on. So let me get the light. Yeah, let me get the lighting maybe. Also, there's chat. Can you focus, please? I forget which one of these is the focus button. Not that one, that's the brighten button. How do I fix that again? That's the focus button. Will that focus on you? Sure will. But also the brighten button's fucked now. But yeah, it's a very big ogre cap figure. Also, I'm genuinely surprised because I was like, this seems like one of those figures. Actually, it kind of looks better for this lighting. I'm genuinely surprised because, like, I feel like usually with yeah, she's too pale, I can't focus. With these, I feel like you have to put like more of the pieces on, but no, just her head comes off. Can I pull her head back off? I'm scared to pull it off. It's just her head and just a little pin thing. But that was all the assembly that I needed to do, was just slot her head into the thing. Which is also awkward to do because her fucking hair is so pointy. But yeah, it was really good, really cool. She's dead. Also, accidentally made an ogre shrine because the little lamp. Oh yeah, I could have turned on my little lamp. The little lamp that I have that has like 2 shelves on it, and I just started putting my hat on the topmost shelf. But since I've been wearing the ogre cap hat, I've just been putting my ogre cap hat there, and so I accidentally sort of made an ogre shrine because I have this ogre figure, and then on the shelf above her is the hat. Rio. Yeah, she's so pointy. This came actually as there was a set of 2 of these. Because one of them is Ogre Cap and the other one is Tamamo Cross, and they both kind of have like cool flame effects around her. And as much as I like Tamamo Cross, this figure is was $80, and I'm not gonna spend $160 for Ogre and Tamamo. There was also an acrylic stand of oh yeah, they also had a bunch of Uma, like just simple Uma's figures that were just them standing, but it wasn't anybody I knew. And then they had a couple acrylic stands, and I was also thinking about, because there was a little acrylic stand of Ogre sitting on a throne eating a dumpling or something. But I didn't end up grabbing that. I was like, I just the big Ogre figure is enough, I think. Alright, let me put her back over there on the shelf. I think that was the last thing that I got. Yeah, she looks really good with the black flame effects. Hold on, I'm gonna adjust my camera back to normal. I also had to figure out how to fucking... I fucked the brightness, honestly. How do we fix that? If I turn the light off and on again, will that work? Oh, wait. Wait. Okay. Let me hit the focus. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that was all the stuff that I got at the convention. I had a fun time. Oh! The other thing that happened was, so, we kind of rolled in, like, the afternoon, because, like, the convention didn't start until, like, 2 or 3 o'clock or something. Yeah, the convention didn't start till, like, around 2 o'clock on Friday. And we had to, like, drive down there, like, an hour and a half. So we, like, drove down there, and after an hour and a half, and then, like, we were hungry, so we, like, went to get lunch. And there was, like, a bunch of food trucks that, they were, like, setting up, but, like, still kind of, but, like, they were still open. So we went to, there were, like, 3 trucks there to start, and then there were a couple other trucks. I don't know what the other trucks had, but the 3 main trucks that were, like, setting up at the start of the convention, where there was like a taco truck, there's a barbecue truck, and there's a pizza truck. We went to the pizza truck to get lunch after we rolled into town. We'd like kind of each ordered like 2 slices. They were like pretty decently big slices, but also like overpaid. Actually, the one thing we did overpay for was we paid like $7 at one of the like inside like food places. $7 for like a can of Gatorade. Not even like a tall can, it was like basically like a soda can's worth of Gatorade, and we paid too much for that. No, but when we went to that pizza truck, like I ordered 2 slices, my brother ordered 2 slices. They fucked up and gave us 6 slices of pizza, but that was way too much pizza to eat because they were like pretty sizable slices. Cause I forget what my brother ordered. He ordered like a pepperoni and then something else, and then I ordered like a pepperoni and an Italian. And for some reason they gave us like 3 pepperoni pizzas instead of 2 pepperoni pizzas. And then my Italian, for some reason they gave me an Italian, but like the first Italian that they put in the oven, when they like pulled it back out, it fucking broke, it ripped in half. And so they gave me like the ripped in half piece and then also the other full piece, another Italian full piece. But then we ended up with like 6 pizzas. But then we couldn't do anything with them because like we were about to go into the convention, so we actually kind of had to throw away most of that pizza. We each ate like 2.5, but yeah. We were so confused because we also had like I also double checked because like yeah, they only charged me for 4 pizzas, but they gave us 6 pizzas. There was a game I was actually gonna play today after I was done with the convention stuff, but then I got a package in the mail. Nobody else wanted it. Well, they were half eaten. I don't think they want. Well, the birds wanted it. There were some very aggressive birds outside that convention center for some reason. But no, I got a package today. So I've been having a lot of trouble. So I wanted to make a kit bash. So Bandai has a line called 30-Minute Sisters, which is just girls. They're just model kits that are girls. And there's ones that are like just full kits, but then there's like also a bunch of individual piece kits. So I was like, oh, you know, it'd be really fun. Also, just because like that one is just me. Like that's just Gumi. But I was like, oh, I could kit bash one of these just to be Gumi. And then I could also buy doll clothes, because they I looked up, apparently this is also like a decent skill that like people make doll clothes for these things too. But I was like, this one's mostly Gumi. But I'd ordered like 4 different piecemeal kits, and for some reason one of the other ones that I got, it's confusing because there's a kit that's like different hair pieces, and there's like 4 different. Normally how you would buy it is you'd buy, actually have it here. So this kit, this is just hairstyle parts, but it's like volume 10 and there's like 4 different kinds. There were a lot of people that were selling it that I didn't realize were selling just one of these 4 types, because this is like a box of 4. Like this, even this is like, that font is so tense, yeah. Even this is like the like fucking like thing you would put on a shelf at like a store. But they were like selling each of these like piecemeal. but then also like you couldn't select what kind it was of the 4, and I only needed one of these. So one of the ones that I ordered like gave me the wrong hairpiece because it was brown and also not the hairstyle that I wanted. So I had to order it a second. So I have 2 of the brown ones. And like I had to order the whole set just because there was no way to purchase, because it was multiple different sellers that were selling. You buy one of them and you just get one, you will get a random one, you can't even select. And I was like, what the fuck? So just in order to guarantee that I get the right hairpiece, I had to order the whole set, which is fine because I might make more of these. These seem kind of fun to make. Actually, I haven't even opened this yet. This hair one yet. Watch it just all be brown. Hold on. The only thing that I'm missing, so this, I don't know if it might be hard to tell. Do you see how like the legs and the arms are semi-transparent on this? It's because this is only like just the body section of it. For some reason yeah, that's me. That looks lewd with the with the glare. Yeah, it is me. No, they sell the arms and legs separate from the body. Also, I almost made the mistake. I didn't realize that by color A is like the skin color. So the higher the letter, I think it only goes to C, but like the higher the letter, the darker the skin tone is. But if you like mix and match like even A and B, which like are surprisingly similar looking, it still kind of looks kind of mismatched. But apparently also Jenny posted that in the Discord. They are like starting to just sell more cosplay parts and stuff for these, which is nice. But yeah, I want to just make, because you know how like, because I like how there's some people that make like little fumos or like just little knitted things of their VTubers. I thought it'd be fun to like make a little Gunpla Gumi and then just have like, I could bring her to cons and stuff too and take pictures of her. But yeah, I wasn't gonna work on this today, but then like a lot more, well, one other big part of it came in the mail today, so I was like, oh shit. And since I had all my hand cam stuff set up anyway, I was like, oh, I can just work on this after the fact. Oh yeah, there's the picture of the different hairstyles. Yeah, see, there's this hairstyle, which is the one that I wanted, because this comes in white. I think there weren't a lot of, surprisingly, I don't think this hairstyle, I didn't see this hairstyle like available anywhere. It might be part of a kit or something. I couldn't find that. But I also kind of like the I also kind of like this better as her hair, even though it is kind of a little bit, it's weird because like Gumi's hair is kind of long, but like not in the front. Yeah, let me switch my model. Let me switch to my other model real quick. Kind of disappear for a sec. Might as well be 3D Gumi. Blah. Where's base Gumi? Base Gumi. Also gonna be weird, yeah. I need to set up different. Oh, it is kind of that long. I think that kind of works. This was the closest hairstyle I could find for 3D Gumi. I think that works. I think that's pretty close, I think, actually. hairstyle wise. The arms and legs, I don't know what's going on with the arms, cause like the this was from an American seller. This I think was also from an American seller. I had to get a face plate. The other major part that came in today was this faceplate. Cause it's got like focus. It's got a more serious face. I think Gumi has a more serious face, but it also has like eyes closed faces. It's got good faces, but I think this face part, that's what came in today, and this came in from Japan. And it actually said like it wasn't gonna be until June, but then it just showed up today, so I was like, oh, sick. But then I'm missing the arms and legs, and they're from like an American seller, so I don't know what's going on with that. I can work on I'll work on the body first, I guess. Also, it's weird. This came in like a little packet. Very strange. Yeah, even just seeing this kit and being like, hey, that's just me. I was like, I should make me. That'd be fun to have. I feel like it feels the most like thematically, makes the most thematic sense to build a mech version of me. Oh, the underwear is a different part. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. It doesn't even say what that hairstyle is from. I don't know what the hairstyle is from. I was also looking at because they had like a bunch of IMATS girls, and I was just looking at all the IMATS girls just to see, do any of those IMATS girls have Gumi hair? Where do I even start with this? What are the instructions? I also saw someone that was like kit bashing like this with the mecha ones, which is funny because they use the same kind of joints. Oh, she had to do some drilling to like get some of it to work properly. These have boobs. Like, I didn't realize the underwear was a separate piece. Is this okay to show on stream? No, they're fine. It actually doesn't have anything there. It's just kind of empty space. Okay, B3. Let's see. Oh, there is only just kind of 3 things. Okay, so B3 to B7. I'll help if I was looking at the right side. B7. Show my camera. I think it's like at a weird angle. that with the pin out, and this goes in the middle. Just curve forward. Okay. Okay. It's like a basic piece. I don't care about the Mandalorian. But I did see that fucking that like Jabba's son is in that new movie or something, but he's voiced by the guy from that Bear TV show, and it's just his voice, and he just talks normal, and it's very off-putting because he's just a normal guy. It's very strange. I feel like I never really was super in, like, Star Wars is cool and all, but I really never got super into it. I mean, literally, Hayden Christian, he's just a guy. It's weird. But like, people were like, oh no, but there's like other extended universe stuff where there's just like other Hutts that are just guys. But I don't know, it feels less weird when they're like cartoons and have silly voices. Like, one of them was voiced by Dana Snyder, and it's like, when he has a silly voice or something, it's fine. When he's just a guy, it's weird. You know what it feels like? It feels like that one fucking animation someone had where it was like Mario and Luigi teaching about the reproductive system, and Luigi's just like, hello Mario. That's what it feels like to me. Yeah, Star Wars should be rubber aliens and funny voices, and not a buff Hutt with the most normal ass man voice. Although I do think it's funny that there was that, I don't know if you guys know, there's like that CBS cut of episode 4, I think, where for some reason I think it was like CBS or something, they were sent like a previs version of the film, so the special effects are missing. And when Han Solo was talking to Jabba the Hutt in the previs version, there's obviously like another actor that is like underneath, because they superimpose Jabba over the other actor. But like, I don't even know if it's like the guy that was the voice of Jabba. But they like when they do the special effects, they superimpose Jabba over just this other actor that Han's talking to, and I'm like, I kind of want to see that version of the movie. I want to go full in the other direction, and just the version of Jabba where he is just a guy. Where does this go? Okay. I think like this. That's what we're doing here. No? Yes? Oh. That right? Yeah, that seems right, I think. Okay. B1. John Twitch, do not worry, do not ban me. There's no boob here. I'm surprised how much boob there is. Just a little bit. There's like a little bit of extra sticking out. There we go. Oh, that's okay. I am surprised at how much like chest there is on that though. For some reason I thought like the underwear would just be on there. And then B2 is the back side. Damn, that is like a shapely ass fucking torso. So where's the ass on this too? Also, it's like a very shapely, like, back. That's crazy. It's a nice back. Back and front. A13. I saw people talking about God Hands again. Not the game, the my music stuff. God Hands are a specific type of hobby. Ooh, this album. I like this album. God Hands are a type of hobby nippers that are supposed to be really good because they're hyper sharp. They're like really sharp. But I feel like they're very fragile. I feel like I hear about people breaking theirs often, and like Kenamimi's broke hers recently, and someone literally just bought her another one. But I use like pretty kind of cheap, shitty nippers. I feel like they're not too bad. I'm gonna turn the music up a little bit. Scratch that down a little bit. Smooth that down. This is my finger, I think. That's okay. I think you won't really see this once I start, like, to get close. You're not gonna see the underwear. It's well anyway. Alright, so A13 goes in the back. Like this. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, there's a bit of an edge there. Trim that. I never know the best way to like trim the slight peg. Slight leftover peg. Again, most of the body's not gonna show up anymore. Oh, I like that. Okay. I guess there's only gotta be one way this can go on. Oh, yeah. Just kind of mumbling, sorry. Also, my mic's like slightly over there. There we go. Boobs. Got boobs. Alright, B5 and 6. This is such an awkward shape for runners, it's really long. God, that is such like a shapely torso. Hold on. I think this is the focus button. Nope, that's the brightness one. Fuck. Wait, is it? That's the brightness one. I just gotta put the lowest brightness. It's such a shape. Hold on. Huh? Hello? What if it's just it's on its own? It's crazy how shapely that torso is. Okay, so B9 slots into B11. I need to use the knife, but I'm also very scared of cutting too much. That's tweezers. Where's my knife? I never know the best way to get the access off of this. That's actually kind of working. Scratched it up a little bit, but that's fine. Torso. It's so bright. Yeah, I got a torso. E8, B10. You know what would help with the excess is having God hands. But with social. I didn't cut that other part out, I just felt. But with so sharp, it would cut the excess off already. I think this is excess. I think this can go in the trash can. Okay, so round bits out. Wait, what? Oh. Oh, okay, this is supposed to be like a like this. That's very strange. Like that kind of formation. I have no idea what that's for. Oh, it's for underpants. Ugh. Oh, there's so much excess on this one. It doesn't help that these are like curved pieces, so it's also really hard to like get a good angle on coming off the excess. I got most of it off. cat ass. Have to push this signal. Did I do this right? Basically, this goes like this, and then I don't know. I definitely have to push these in more. Jigged up on a Tuesday. I definitely have to push these words in. There we go. That clicked. Perfect. I think these are the leg joints. Why is this so fucking bright? Is it? I don't know which. Is this the focus? That's the focus. That's the brightness. Can I like leave it there and then do this? Color correction. Add some gamma there. See, that's better. No, it looks weird. I didn't see the bottom part of the screen where it started this. See, that's better. And then after that, I have to put on the underwear. Oh, there's still some excess in the front here. Hold on. Ah, it's a little fucked up, but we'll deal with it. I like that I have to fucking like put her legs through the underwear. I have to like make this a little bit brighter. How do I do that? Well, like that, I guess. Actually, that's perfect. The fuck? It just autofocused perfectly. Yeah, so that's all the underwear parts. Now we just do limbs. I should just turn my monitor a little bit. There we go. Now my camera's in the right direction. B14, B12. I will rotate it 90 degrees. B16. These curved parts are so hard to manhandle. There should be arms. I actually need legs and well, thighs. 8, 17, 21. Don't understand. Okay, I understand. Yes. Yes. No. So afraid I'm gonna put this in the wrong way around. There we go. Oh, the curve's kind of very hard. So I should just be able to. Yeah. Okay. It's gonna be so. I kind of want to make like my also base Gumi outfit, just like myself. Cause it'd be fun to like make the outfit for this figure. I forgot how I did this on the other one. Easy. Yeah. Still a little excess on the underway. Oh, I'm gonna snooze this ad because the road has to be done anyway. Okay, we got a body. These are like caps for the edges, but I'll fuck with that later. That's all the pieces on those two runners. That's the entire body built. You guys check your runners. I usually hold on to them, but I think these are done. That's the body done. Do the face parts next. Or the head. So head. I kind of like focus. Kind of like that one. Oh, there's an Eto Bled. I'm gonna go with the angry one. Oh, I can't even make her at the black because she doesn't have arms. These are expressions. But I wanted the serious one. Is there instructions? How do you build this? The instructions on the inside the box? Like, look. Oh. We're supposed to rip this apart. Fuck. It's crazy. Yeah, the instructions are in here. And they're inside the box. This is another neck piece. So why's my mouse going nuts? There you go. This is the same neck piece, so I actually don't need this. That looks fucked up. Cute. Oh, we're on ad break. Fuck. Focus. I didn't need that. Alright. Oh, it's only 10:30. Dang. Oh yeah, the instructions are inside this box too. Well, I feel like this one's pretty a lot more straightforward. I think that's probably the closest we're gonna get. Actually, I'm gonna look at the instructions. It's kind of fun that you have to rip apart the box. What the fuck? Why is it so hard to rip? The instructions. Okay. Well, it's kind of perfect because it took me that amount of time to rip this box open for the hair parts. Should I like post a parts list so people can make Gumis at home? I mean, it was annoying for me to put this together. I don't care. Actually, this means I could get a different bangs piece. Bald. Why is it dark again? There we go. Oh, that's not the piece I needed. I need this. Dance off as well. Like type of thing. I don't think I did. Oh. Wait. Wait. Oh. Okay, got it. Put this in backwards. Nope. Let's put it in backwards again. There. I don't understand. I guess maybe to lock these two parts in place. Where does this piece go? Oh. Oopsies. Uh-oh. Wasn't paying attention. Let's back out. Surely this has to be like easy to pull apart because you're gonna be able to like switch out the hair pieces. There's a back hair piece I forgot to put in. Got it. Why did my music stop? so the angles with the V pointing forward. There. Perfect. Oh, this is so hard to handle because the hair parts are pointing. Bold. And this should just snap on the front. Gumi. That's me. That's me. More or less. But yeah, the arms and legs didn't come in. That's mostly me. I don't know if I like that face. Oh, hold on, I'm behind. There you go. This is me. The eye color's a little wrong, but close enough. I can make some of the other faces too. I thought the eye color was a little bit closer. Gumi Nugget. But so that's pretty solid. Yeah, I think whatever hairstyle this is kind of already looks better. It looks more like the other Gumi model, and if I could figure out what hairstyle this is, I can find that too. I'm just gonna make the other faces because I just want to see what they look like. Ugh. Almost unplugged my headphones. Amputee Gumi. Ugh. That was a very dirty cut. It's so weird that like there's that open mouth and just like the extra mouthpiece is just a separate piece, just have it sunken in a little bit. I mean, it's a good effect, but then all I need to do is just like pop off the bangs, pop off the faceplate, put this new face on, put the bangs back on. She's got a different face now. if she had arms, she could Eto Boy. Oh wait. This is like a tongue focus. I didn't realize, I thought this was like a blend, but her tongue is sticking out. Look at better pictures for this guy later. But yeah. That's done for now, until I get the arms in. That's a good time to wrap up stream too. Clean up a little bit around here. Alright, yeah, we're gonna end here. I had some cleaning up to do because now I have a bunch of shit all over. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for looking at all my cool shit that I got from the con. Hold on. I bet Jenny's still going. Yeah, I bet Jenny's still going. I'm just gonna catch her. Yeah, my cool toys. I'm just gonna catch her before she finishes. But yeah, I'll be back maybe Thursday, I think. Maybe I'll play that game that I was planning on playing today. On Thursday. But yeah, see you later. And yeah, this was fun to make. I can put up like a parts list later, I guess, if people also want to make a Gumi. Bye.